Hello, it's Adam from the iNimbleSloth channel, and previously I've made this Harlequin 128K replica spectrum. We've previously done the opening of this case. Now we are going to put the two together. So let's take off this, put the keyboard to one side, don't need the membrane just yet. Open this up and take the bits out. One thing I will point out as well with this case is that I had to drill an extra hole, and you'll see why in a moment. So put the board here for this, for the RGB output, which is above and beyond the regular spectrum. Okay, so that board fits in there. Let's pop in. Here we go. Now, I've never fitted one of these before, just on these models. I'm assuming we just push down. Push. Okay, they went in fairly easy. Hopefully that will all work. So what does that look like inside? Here we have the two ribbons. They just bend down. Okay. Okay. Let's screw this thing together. So the case itself comes with some screws and some feet. Oops, have the feet in there for now. Okay, so this should all line up through the PCB and hold everything in place. And I'll tighten them up after. Just get them loosely in for now. Ooh, that one doesn't want to go in. That's better. Okay, so I think that feels nice and tight, looks good. Okay, I've got the feet, let's get the feet on. Gosh, they're very, very sticky, which I suppose is what you want. Right, now, before I stick this down, we've just got some 3M tape on here. Before I stick that down, I actually want to test out this machine. Okay, so let's go and test it out. Okay, so a very quick cursory test. Here I have got the device connected via the RGB connection through this TV. I don't have a tape connected yet, so let's scroll down We could do the 48 calculator, 128K basic, or the tape loader. Let's try the 48K first. And I'm going to press enter. Okay. Let's test this. 10 space print iNimbleSloth dot, where's the dot com quote. Actually, what I think I'm going to do, back, oops, can I delete space, I'm going to put space in there, space, and space, and then look for the semicolon. Where is semicolon on one of these machines? There we go. So hold down the symbol key, press this, get my semicolon, enter, 20 space, go to. What I like about the old Spectrums, from my initial quick go on the ZX80 that I built, the ZX80 replica, is you can just press the keyword, watch this, so my finger's on the G, go to. Okay, so 10 to 10 and enter. And finally we're going to run. Enter. So that works quite well. Scroll, yeah, why not? Let's just scroll indefinitely. iNimbleSloth.com. Well, that's not indefinitely, but it's close enough for my liking. It's going round and round. So it's working. The next step is to stick the keyboard down. So when we put the keyboard down, it has to clip somehow into these, so we kind of push that in. Push, push, push. Is there any more of them? One down there. Push. I think there's one down there. It doesn't seem to be going in. Push. And there. Push. Okay. And one there. So one there. So that's quite level now. Make sure this sits in there nicely. This is then going to sit over the top like this. Okay. Let's get that right in actually. Let's force that down. Force that down. That's better. Force that down. So notice that these plastic lugs are coming through. I don't know if they're supposed to, but they seem to be gripping the keyboard better when they are. Okay, that will do. So we have this tape to try and grip the corner off. Move that to the side. Does the whole of, yeah, the whole of this comes off. Okay. And same. Now this is the kind of thing I don't normally like doing. You've got to get it right first time. This is the first time I've ever stuck a keyboard down on a Spectrum because it's the first Spectrum that I've ever put together. Where's this going to sit? It's going to sit over there, that's going to sit over there. Let's try and get this lined up. Okay, so push it down, push this down, give it a good old squeeze. And there we have it. I'm quite liking this. My first ever Spectrum 128K in the 48K rubber keyboard case. Finally, here is my completed ZX Spectrum clone in the reproduction ZX Spectrum 48K case. One thing I've noticed is that this faceplate here doesn't seem to be stuck down very well at the back. If you notice there's some movement there, I don't know if this is something that I've done wrong. Here we go, we can see it. Or whether this is what they were always like on the existing systems. Since I never had one, I don't know. Let's take a look at the rear of the case. Okay, so remember I'm running the Harlequin 128K board in here, revision 2D. If we take a look at this power socket, that lines up nicely, as does the expansion socket. So does the audio output and the tape player. Now remember, I had to drill this hole for my RGB output, and I will say that this was very, very tricky. That took a long time to drill because the plastic is very, how should I say, it's not that it's really brittle plastic, but when you're drilling plastic like this, it's so easy to snap. It took me about 10 minutes to drill that, and it was probably, in recent memory, the worst 10 minutes of my life, thinking that this case might shatter. One other thing to note, that this board is using a composite video out. As such, it looks like this connector sits lower down on the PCB than the original RF modulator would have. Therefore, I will not have room with this case as it stands to connect a composite cable if I wish to use this. It's not an issue really for me since I will be using the RGB, but if I wanted to use this in the future, I would have to just notch out a little bit of the plastic down here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my journey of building this ZX Spectrum clone.